Now, it's important to remember when you're watching videos like this on YouTube, this is not a video on electrical code compliance. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is James and this is Killin' It Country. Today we have an open box video for you. This video is brought to you in part by Demilare. They have sent me this commercial grade LED parking lot light. So if you are lighting a parking lot, or if you are lighting an area that is the size of the parking lot, this might just be the product for you. Stick around, let's shed some light on the situation. All right, so it's well packaged, fairly heavy. Let's cut this box open and see what we have. Cardboard, user's manual. Wow, this thing is large. So here's the actual LED light itself. That's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's pretty windy. Tuck some of this plastic away. So, looks like there's a photo cell under here. If you want to use it with a dusk till dawn functionality, you can remove that cap. And here we have the hardware and the mounting bracket. So this light is a pole mount. When I was speaking to them over email, they asked me if I wanted a pole mount in here or more of a conventional mounting bracket to go on a wall. I opted for the pole mount because I think that's just going to work best for where I want to install this thing. It does come with some machine screws here with some washers and lock washers. The thing that looks like is going to be quite handy with the installation of this light is that you can get the bracket installed without the weight of this hanging off the end of it. When you're ready to go, it just slips in place. You install your hardware, and it's gasketed in there as well to keep the water out. See that white gasket? It's perfect. So what we're gonna do next is head to the store, get what we need to get this thing mounted up. All right, guys, so it's the next day. I hit up Home Depot. I picked up some 2-inch EMT. EMT stands for electrical metallic tubing. It's made from coated steel or aluminum and is a more economical and thinner walled option than other conduit. This conduit, it's not gonna give you the same protection as rigid metal conduit, but it is lighter and you can use conduit fittings, which I like, and that eliminates the need for threading. So, installing this thing, my biggest concern with this light right now is I don't exactly know where I want it. It's gonna provide a ton of illumination at night. I wanna try it in a few different spots, which is why you'll see how I've wired this thing up temporarily for the time being, which was to sacrifice this extension cord. It's pretty beat up. It's got some checks in the sheathing and that sort of thing. It's gonna go in the garbage after this experimentation phase is complete with this floodlight. So it does just have a plug on the end. I can plug it into to any outlet and we'll be good to go. So let's get this mounted up into the first spot and we'll talk about it a little bit more and have a look at this thing. All right, so this is the pole on my deck that I'm gonna mount this thing to first. Just temporarily secured a scrap piece of 2x4 here. The bottom of the EMT pipe can rest on here. The EMT pipe will stick out far enough that the extension cord can sneak down here, no problem. I picked up some, what are they calling these? 2-inch rigid conduit straps that I can use on the pole, you know, higher up. So let's go ahead and we'll get the light mounted up onto the pole. Get those two Allen bolts secured, and then we can put this thing up here. So yeah, as I mentioned in the unboxing, this is kind of nice because it allows you to mount this without all of the weight attached to it. I mean, that's not necessarily going to be the situation here because this is a little bit of a unique thing I'm doing until I determine exactly where I want this to be mounted. It's just going to be moved around from A to B, but there is a gasket in here. So when this surface mates up with this, you're gonna have a watertight connection, which is pretty cool. So, just like that, roll it over. What did I do with those last two fasteners? There we go. This is where I drop them. Turn that up sideways for now. Oops. All right, you can feel that come up nice and tight. Really clever design. So yeah, we have another large Allen bolt here, and they've actually included the hardware for that. So you would loosen that bolt, and then if you can see down here, you have very clear delineations for the angle that you want this light to be set at. We have markings for 90, 60, 30, 0 degrees. I'm probably just gonna set it at 90 degrees for the time being, and we'll see what that looks like. Tighten that up. There you go. So now, set up my ladder and you can watch me struggle like an idiot to try to get this thing installed. Maybe we'll talk about this photocell cap for the time being too. So, for dusk till dawn operation, please remove the black photocell cover cap after the on-off switch test. The photocell is enabled when removal of the black cap and disabled when covered by the black cap. So, right now, if we were to plug this in, it would become energized and this light would function only at nighttime. If you want this light to come on and off with a switch, you need to trick this photocell into thinking that it's always nighttime. How do we do that? We put the black cap on and we leave it on, right? So I am gonna be leaving that cap on because I may not want this thing to be on all night. I'm probably gonna come out and I'll plug it in, I'll test it, I'll get some footage, talk about it, and then before I go to bed, I'm probably gonna wanna unplug it again. So we're gonna leave it like that for the time being, but it's important that you guys understand that it has that functionality because that's really cool. All right, let's get this thing up. Perfect. I randomly found these in the garage. They have a T40 Torx head on them, structural for a deck or something hanging around. We're going to use those with the 2-inch conduit straps. There. Now it's important to remember when you're watching videos like this on YouTube, this is not a video on electrical code compliance. It's a video to see how good that light works. That's way up there. Now we just have to wait until nighttime. Well, we just had a pretty good storm roll through. This light seems to be pretty awesome. It's a little bit ridiculous how bright it is. So this is where the kids' pool will go in a little while. It's pitch black right now, but you'd never know it. You can see all the other lights over there. Oh, a little bit of lightning. Cool. So, if you're in the market for a floodlight, I would definitely give these guys a look. Very nice light. Definitely changes the backyard at nighttime. Drop a comment if you have any questions. Check it out. How cool is that? I might just keep this light here. Obviously gonna have to install it properly, but wow, that is impressive. Thanks for watching.